Hiya! So today I'm going to be talking about the series that I need to finish. This is kind of like a long running joke for me that I have so many long series that I am in the middle of reading. So yeah, let's have a talk about them. I did see McKay from Oh Hey It's McKay do this video a few days ago, and that kind of made me go, yeah, I really need to do this. So I'll link her video in the description so you can go check that out. I love watching her videos, they're fantastic. There's a lot, so let's try and get through this. So the first one is the Guild Hunter series by Nalini Singh. So this is a paranormal romance / urban fantasy at points series. There are some books in the series that focus on the original couple, and then there are some that there's like one couple per book, so it sort of mixes and matches. There are, I think, 14, maybe 15 books in the series. I know there's one coming out around now. And I have currently read 7, although I am partway through one at the moment. That is my current read, is Archangel's Enigma. So that count is about to go up, but so is the total count. So yeah, but yeah, I'm absolutely loving this and holding on to it because I have finished the Side Changeling series, which is Nalini Singh's other one. So yeah, loving this one, really excited to keep reading it, a book each month probably. So then the next one that I'm reading is the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. I'm actually 2 series in one here, so I'm reading the Mercy Thompson series and the Alpha and Omega spin-off at the same time. So these are an urban fantasy, sort of like the lighter end of urban fantasy. Mercy is a coyote shifter, but a lot of it is based around a wolf shifter pack, and the Alpha and Omega series is wolf shifters as well. Again, this is one that I'm absolutely loving, but it's a really long one again. So between the 2 series, I think there's around 20 books. But I've read 10, so I'm halfway-ish. By the time I get there, there'll be more. So, you know, that's the life of a long series reader, but really one I'm loving. The next long paranormal romance series that I'm reading is Immortals After Dark. I think there's around 18 books in this series, and I've read 11. The last one I read was Lothair, and I absolutely adored it. So it's got me really excited to keep reading these, and I think these are going to be one of the priority ones where I'm really trying to read like a book every single month. And they all follow different couples. You can read them though out of order, so if you are tempted to try this, I will say this book has got some serious consent issues, so a lot of people recommend starting at book 2 instead. So yeah, if you've got any questions on that, just drop me a message and let me know, but it's an absolutely amazing series. Then we've got another one, which is kind of on the line between paranormal romance and urban fantasy, and that is the Night Huntress series. So it's very paranormal romance in style, but it does follow the same couple throughout. If we include spin-offs, I think there's around 17 books, something like that. So we have got the books that are like the main couple. We've got a couple of standalones, one of which I just read and absolutely loved, that are like separate, and then we've got another series in there which again follows the same couple. So I have currently read 5 of these plus one of the novellas, so yeah, it's gonna take me a while, but that's fine. There's no rush, right? It's all good. And then sticking with the theme of vampires and long-running paranormal romance series, we've got the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I think there's around 20 of these. I don't know, it's hard to count because some of the spin-offs and things, it's hard to count, but anyway, I have read 10 of them. I was reading these 1 book a month, but I have slowed down quite a bit, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that they are chunky. This one's actually quite a small one for the series, but like they're a mass market, so the writing is tiny. But the other one is they are quite dark, and the characters go through quite a lot, so I have to be in the right mental space to read them, but they are really good. So hopefully, like certainly the next one I really want to read, so hopefully I end up in a headspace to read that soon and carry on with the series. Okay, the next really long series, which won't be a surprise if you've seen any of my other videos, is the Masters and Mercenaries series by Lexi Blake. So these are the BDSM erotic romantic suspense series that I adore. So I have read 12 of these so far, plus 3 novellas. In the main series there are 15 books, so not too far to go in that, but I think there's somewhere around like 10 spin-off books already, with more coming all the time. Lexi Blake writes really quickly, and those 3 novellas are 3 of about 18. So I've got a long way to go. It's really good because I really love the world, but also Lexi Blake has such a huge backlist that it's kind of a daunting prospect at the same time. And sticking with the theme of Lexi Blake, but moving to her paranormal romance series, we have the Thieves series. So I have read the first 3 of these, and there are 5 in the series, but there are 2 more series that go after. So there's 5 in the next series, and then I think the next series is so far up to about 3 books as well. So it does continue. But I really love these. These have got vampires, these have got fairies, these have got werewolves, and just a really hot time. So yeah, really loving working my way through these. But again, lots of books to get through. So then I've got a series that I started more recently, and that is the Others series by Anne Bishop. So I talked a bit about this in my September wrap up because that's when I read the first book. So I've only read 1 so far. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 books in this series, so not too long, but again, just ones I need to get to that aren't small books. They're really good, but again, lots of different paranormal elements and nice urban fantasy. Then another paranormal romance, this time with a big focus on demons, is the Demonica series by Larissa Ione. I'm only 2 books into that. I read the second book a couple of weeks back, and I think, I forgot to write this down, but I think there's about 10 in the series, so not too bad as these things go, but still quite a few. Really looking forward to working my way through more of these. So we've got, yeah, demons, we've got vampires, angels in there, but the demons are really cool. There's loads of different types of demons. So yeah, I'll be talking about the second book in this series in my October wrap up, so stay tuned for that. Then the next one, which is another paranormal romance series, is the Stay a Spell series by Juliet Cross. So I have so far only read 1 book in this series. So these have got, they're based around a family of witches, and this one, the hero is a werewolf as well. I really enjoyed this one. They're slightly like lighter paranormal romance, which is nice to break things up, but for some reason I haven't got as far as reading book 2, but I have now bought it. It is on my shelves. I am planning to read it this month. I think there's now like 6 books in the series, but they have all beautiful covers, and some of the plots and tropes sound absolutely amazing. So I'm really excited. I just need to actually pick them up. So then a contemporary romance series, and that is the Kiss Quotient series by Helen Hoang. I have read the first 2 of these, but I haven't read the 3rd one. It came out in like September last year and has been sat on my Kindle pretty much ever since. It's the only book I own in any format that I've owned for that long and not read. I don't know why, I just keep not getting to it. But I love Helen Hoang. I love pretty much anything with autism rap in it, particularly own voices. So it should be really good. I just need to be in the right mood and tick this one off. And the last one I've got that is sat on my shelves is the Discworld series by Pratchett. So I'm not reading any of the younger ones, although I am quite tempted because we have started getting the editions that are illustrated by Laura Ellen Anderson, and they are stunning. So when we get one of those, I may be stealing them from my daughter's shelves and having a go. But without that, there are 34 books in the Discworld series, and I have got 3 left to go. So for context, I started reading these books when I was at university, which is a sickeningly long time ago now. And I've had years where I've read a whole bunch, and I think last year I read 1, and so far this year I have read 1. But I've only got 3 left to go, so it would be really nice to finally finish these and also have my husband not be able to mock me for the fact that I haven't finished them. That would be really nice. Okay, this next section is called Why I Don't Start Reading Books in Audio. So I have 2 series that I am currently in the middle of that I am listening to the audiobooks. So we have the Ravenswood series by Talia Hibbert, which is a contemporary romance series. There are 3 main books in this series, and I have listened to and loved the first 2, so I've just got 1 more left. But I really struggle to find time to listen to audio, so I basically either need to make the time or I need to switch to a different format for the 3rd one. I don't know, but I really enjoyed listening to the first 2. Like, they were really good listens, so I don't know, we'll see. But the reason that I haven't started listening to that is because I am in the middle of an audiobook that I have been in the middle of for months now. So the Tales of Veronia series by TJ Klune. If some of my friends watch this, I will get a lot of stick for this. So there are about 6 books in this series. It is a fantasy romance series. I listened to the first one last year, absolutely loved it. Started listening to the second one a couple of months back, and I've just not got very far with it at all. Again, I find it really hard to find time to listen to audiobooks, and I don't know, I'm not clicking with it as much as I was the first one, and so I'm not making the time to listen to it. Like, the first one just was absolutely amazing. So I don't know, at some point I need to make the decision as to whether I'm just going to force myself to sit down and listen to it, or whether I am going to just switch and move to Kindle so that I actually read the book. I don't know, but there's a bunch more left in the series. I love TJ Klune so, and I love the characters, they're great. This, as I say, this one I'm not clicking with the second one as much as the first, but it may just be that I just need to take the time to get into it. Who knows? But that's another series I need to finish. So then next we have the Kingmaker Chronicles by Amanda Boucher. I actually read the first one of these from the library earlier this year and haven't got around to reading the others. It was absolutely amazing, so it's one that I'd love to have on my shelves one day, but I should probably read some more of the books. There was like an original trilogy, and then there's been a 4th book has recently released. So I have got another 3 books to read, but I'm not afraid to like stop before then if, you know, I'm happy at the end of the trilogy. So yeah, these are fantasy romance where like they focus on the same characters for each of the books. So I can't decide whether to try and get them from my library or just bite the bullet and buy them. And that's probably the story of why I haven't yet continued the series. And the Note is a very unusual series in that both my husband and I are reading it, and that is the Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman. So this is like a fantasy series which has a really cool concept in terms of a library that's based between the worlds, the different versions of the world, and they basically go around and collect rare books. Very cool. There's dragons as well, which is nice. And there's like a lot of, I guess, mystery type things going on. So there are 8 books in the series. I have read the first 6. The 7th is sat on my Kindle waiting to be read. So I just need to get in the right mood to read it. But I think the series is going to stop at 8. And if so, that's nearly there. So I should probably try and prioritise it because there's not much left. But then also, I have a lot of other ones to prioritise. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, then we have the series that I am reading on Kindle Unlimited. So we have the Black Diamond series, which is by Anna Stone and Hildred Billings. So this is a contemporary romance, sapphic contemporary romance series with some very rich people in it. I've only read the first one of these, but I did really enjoy it, and there are 3 in the series, and I believe they focus around the same family, so pretty excited to get to those at some point. That'll be nice reads to break things up. We've got the Cambric Creek series by C.M. Nascosta, the most famous being the first book, which is Morning Glory Milking Farm, which was bizarre. So these are like paranormal romance series. So the first one has got minotaurs in it. So I haven't read books 2 or 3, so I've read 1 out of 3 so far. I've kind of had mixed things about book 2, but also people seem to be quite positive about book 3, so I'm really looking forward to reading them. And you know, paranormal romance is obviously my jam. I just need to actually get around to it at some point. Hopefully having my list of series will help me actually remember to read some of these things, but who knows, probably not. Then we have got the So Over the Holidays series by Erin McClellan. This is one that I kind of often forget that I am in the middle of because I'm deliberately not reading the 4th book. So there are 4 books in the series and I have read 3 of them so far. And they're based around a family, but they're all based on different holidays, different celebrations. So the first one is a Christmas one, then there is one around Valentine's Day, there's one for 4th of July, and there is one for New Year's. And I am actually reading them seasonally, which I'm kind of enjoying. It's like a nice little thing to do. So I read one of them in December last year, I was reading one on Valentine's Day, read one on the 4th of July, and so that's why I haven't read the 4th one yet, is because I am waiting for it to get to New Year's Eve to read it. So who knows, it might be my last read this year, it might be my first read next year, it might be neither. I may turn into a chaos demon in December and go completely rogue. Who knows? But yeah, really looking forward to that one, and I'm really enjoying the series so far. They are contemporary romances, very sexy times, lots of fun. And then finally on this list I have the Monstrous series by Lily Mayne. So these are dystopian monster romances that I've talked about a bit already. So there are 6 books in this series plus 1 novella, and so far I have read 3 of them, so I'm making pretty good progress. And again, they're just ones that I want to kind of tick my way through when I get the chance. I'm enjoying them. They're not like my favourite books, but I am really enjoying them and definitely want to continue the series because there's some really interesting monsters in it. Okay, so that's my list. So that was actually 20 series. Now I haven't included anything where there's only 2 books. So there are a few more where like there's only 2 books out in a series so far, or it's a duet or things like that where I also need to finish it. I'm going to try and keep myself accountable. I think I'm going to make like a little either Notion page or spreadsheet or something like that to just keep a track of all my series and try and actually maybe finish some of the ones that I've been sleeping on a little bit. But yeah, let me know how you are with series. Do you kind of pick a series, binge it, move on to the next one, or are you like me and chop and change between lots of them? And are there any series on here you think that I really should be prioritising? And yeah, I will see you soon.